Imagine turning a $10,000 investment into over $5 million. Sounds like a crypto fairy tale, right? Well, this week I stumbled upon a comparison between XRP and Nvidia that blew my mind. It's a story spanning decades, with crushing lows and unbelievable highs, and it just might reveal where XRP could be headed. Spoiler, if history repeats, long-time XRP holders like us might be in for the ride of our lives. But there's a catch, and it's one nobody's talking about yet. Let me set the scene. An analyst I follow, 𝗗𝗀𝘀𝗰𝗱 Crypto, just drew a bold parallel between XRP and Nvidia's early days. If you've been in our free Discord, you already know the buzz. If not, hop in. It's where we dissect nuggets like this in real time. And yes, it's completely free. I have to share this with you because it's equal parts exciting and terrifying, especially if you've been holding XRP and weathering every storm. Close your eyes and picture the year 2000. Y2K hysteria just passed. Internet stocks are the new gold rush, and a little-known graphics chip company called Nvidia is on a tear. Let's say you're an adventurous investor back then. You put $10,000 into Nvidia around mid-2000 at roughly 35 cents a share. You're feeling like a genius for about 5 minutes. Then, reality smacks you hard. Over the next 6 months, Nvidia's stock plunges nearly 69%, from a peak of about 37 cents down to just 11 cents by December of that year. Your $10,000? It's now barely just over $3,100. Ouch. At this point, most people would have bailed. Be honest, wouldn't you? Your friends are saying you made a mistake. The news calls it a crash. Your gut is twisted in knots. I can almost feel the pit in my stomach thinking about it. That was the emotional low, the point of maximum pain. But our story doesn't end there. Fast forward to today. Nvidia didn't just recover, it went stratospheric. Those same shares that looked like a disaster are now worth over $5.1 million at around $180 per share. Right, that's a 51,000+ % return. Yes, 51,000%. Imagine holding through all that chaos, watching $10,000 shrink to $3,000, only to see it rocket to over $5 million 2 decades later. It sounds insane. It is insane, but it happened. And it happened because a few people had conviction, patience, and maybe a dash of luck. Now, why am I telling you this? Because the deja vu here is powerful. Swap out Nvidia for XRP, and you'll see where 𝗗𝗀𝘀𝗰𝗱, and honestly, where I am going with this. The question on the table: could XRP replicate that kind of explosive growth? If you've held XRP for a while, you know it's not all sunshine and rainbows. XRP has tested our resolve more times than I can count. Remember the SEC lawsuit bombshell in late 2020? XRP's price tanked. Many exchanges delisted it. It felt like the crypto gods had a vendetta. A lot of folks abandoned ship in those days. I don't blame them. When your asset is sinking and the media is painting a grim picture, fear kicks in hard. But some of us held on. Maybe you did too. Maybe you're one of the XRP diehards, the ones who tuned out the noise and kept the faith. And guess what? It paid off. Once the legal dust settled, or at least started to, XRP roared back. Just recently, in July 2025, XRP hit about $3.66, a level we hadn't seen in years. I remember seeing that number and just feeling vindicated, like yes, this is why we endured the pain. Of course, crypto being crypto, what came next? Crash. Well, a crash by XRP standards. From $3.66 in July, we slid roughly 39% down to around $2.20 now. It's been a rough few months, no sugarcoating that. If you bought the top in July, you're hurting. Even long-term holders felt that gut punch. It's like we're living Nvidia's early story in fast forward. A spike, and then a brutal drop. Here's where the Nvidia XRP comparison really hits home. 𝗗𝗀𝘀𝗰𝗱 pointed out that XRP's current struggle, battling to stay above $2 after a big rally, is so much like Nvidia's struggle in 2000. History doesn't repeat exactly, but it often rhymes. Think about it. Nvidia went from hype to crash to long, slow, mega boom. XRP had hype. the 2017 run-up, remember $3+, then crash 2018 into 2020 doldrums plus the lawsuit, and now a recovery into a new uptrend. Could that uptrend be the start of something much, much bigger? 𝗗𝗗𝘀𝗰𝘱 believes XRP could follow Nvidia's footsteps on a massive uptrend path. And here's the number that's been ringing in my head. 50,000%. That's roughly how much upside might be in store if XRP truly mirrored Nvidia's trajectory. I know. 50,000% sounds absurd. For XRP, that would mean a price of around $1,100 per coin from today's $2 and change level. That would turn a $10,000 investment today into $5 million. Hearing that, my inner skeptic screams too good to be true. And maybe it is. Even 𝗗𝗗𝘀𝗰𝘀 cautions that this kind of rally won't happen overnight. Nvidia's 50,000% run took 25 years. Are we ready to wait 5, 10, or even 20 years for XRP to potentially hit 4 figures? That's a serious question, because a lot of people aren't. We live in an age of instant gratification, meme coins that 10 times in a week, short-term speculation, FOMO everywhere. But XRP's story has always been one of patience. If you're an XRP holder, you probably know this deep down. We've waited through lawsuits, delays in adoption, critics calling it a banker's coin or outright scam. Yet, here we are, still standing. In a way, we might be the most stubborn or the most devoted community in crypto. Even veteran traders have joked that XRP investors are the most obsessed long-term bulls on Earth. Hey, I'll wear that badge if it eventually pays off. So what's the lesson from Nvidia? To me, it's that timing matters far less than owning the right asset. That's a direct quote from 𝗗𝗗𝘀𝗰𝘀, and it hit me hard. If you truly believe in an asset's long-term value, being a little early or a little late might not matter in the end. What matters is conviction. Nvidia rewarded conviction in a big way. Will XRP do the same? I can't promise you that. Nobody can. But seeing a historical precedent like this gives me hope and a reason to stay buckled in. Now, before we all start planning which mansion to buy when XRP hits $1,000, let me drop a reality check. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all the money you invest. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Alright, we got that out of the way. Now let's talk strategy and sanity. If the Nvidia story teaches us about patience, the next part of thriving in crypto is preparation. Patience and preparation, the 1-2 punch that keeps me in the game without losing my mind. Let's be real. Holding XRP from $2 to potentially $1,000 is not going to be a smooth, straight lineup. There will be turbulence, exchanges will go down, markets will freak out, maybe regulators will throw curveballs. Who knows? One thing I've learned over the years is to have a plan A, plan B, and plan C for everything, especially exchanges. During the last bull run, we saw what happens when everyone tries to trade at the same time. Major exchanges like Binance and Kraken got overloaded and literally couldn't handle the traffic. People couldn't log in, couldn't buy or sell. If you had all your funds on one exchange and that exchange choked at the wrong moment, you were out of luck. Even worse, some exchanges collapsed entirely. Remember FTX? I'm sure you do. It was a top exchange until it wasn't. It imploded in 2022 and took customer funds with it. In fact, at least 17 major exchanges have gone bankrupt over the years. That's billions of dollars of user assets gone. This is why I spread my accounts across multiple exchanges. I sign up, complete KYC, and test out as many reputable exchanges as I can. It's not that I expect every exchange to fail, but I want options. If exchange A freezes withdrawals, I can jump to B or C. It's like having multiple escape routes in a building. Just good safety practice. I highly recommend you do the same. And yes, I have affiliate links for the exchanges I use on my website linked in the description. Using those links supports the channel and it's appreciated. On that note, I've partnered with Kraken for a limited time promo. If you sign up for Kraken through my affiliate link on my website and trade $100 or more of any crypto, excluding stablecoins, within 30 days, Kraken will give you $25 worth of XRP for free. Free XRP, just for getting yourself set up on another solid exchange as part of your backup plan. Terms and conditions apply, but the idea is simple. It's a chance to accumulate a bit more XRP and also prepare yourself for the peak of the bull market. Again, the link is an affiliate link which supports the channel. Now, whether you grab that offer or not, here's something crucial. Don't leave large amounts of your crypto sitting on exchanges long term. Exchanges are for trading, not storage. For long-term security, you want a hardware wallet. My personal choice is Ledger, and I've been using their devices for years. Not your keys, not your coins. And here's the most important part. Always buy your hardware wallet directly from the manufacturer. Do not buy from third-party sellers. There are fakes out there. I have a direct link to Ledger on my website. Also, an affiliate link, but regardless of where you buy, make sure it's from the official source. Now, as we wait for XRP to hopefully moon in the coming years, I'm a big fan of building passive income streams on the side. Let me share something I've been experimenting with. Unity nodes. A Unity node is basically a software license from World Mobile and Minutes Network that lets you run telecom-related tests through smartphones in exchange for crypto rewards. Think of it like turning spare phones into tiny network verification devices. Instead of big telecom companies paying for that work, Unity crowdsources it to people like us, and we earn crypto for participating. I bought a Unity node license myself. Each one comes with 200 sub-licenses for individual devices. I'm not going to run 200 phones out of the gate. My plan is to start with a small test of 10 phones. If it works well, I'll scale up. The rewards can be paid in Bitcoin, Ether, ADA, or XRP, so it's a great way to passively accumulate more crypto over time. For me, I'll be taking rewards mostly in XRP, but also a little Bitcoin, Ether, and ADA. I've talked about Unity nodes before, so I won't go too deep here, but I wanted to mention it because it's part of my strategy while waiting for long-term plays like XRP. If you're curious, you can read the light paper and check out the rewards calculator. Both are linked in the description. As always, do your own research. Bringing it back to XRP and the big picture. I know the $1,100 XRP scenario sounds like pure hopium, and it might be. As much as I believe in XRP's future, I keep myself grounded. Could I see XRP reaching triple digits someday? Possibly. But I'm not betting my life on it. What I am doing is sticking to a strategy: accumulate, secure, diversify, and stay informed. I've got my XRP safely in cold storage. I've got multiple exchanges ready to go. I'm earning a bit of passive crypto on the side with Unity nodes. I'm active in the community, shout out again to our free Discord, and I'm constantly learning. That includes running my own crypto school at 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗱, where I teach trading, portfolio management, and risk management. If you want to level up your skills, there's a link in the description with the promo code YT50OFF, which gives you 50% off any course. As we wrap up, let's circle back to the big idea. Could XRP one day mirror Nvidia's explosive rise? The real takeaway isn't that XRP will definitely hit $1,000 or beyond. The takeaway is about vision and patience. Nvidia's investors had a vision and waited decades for it to come true. XRP investors have a vision of a world where value moves as easily as information. If that world materializes and XRP plays a key role, then the upside could be massive. The journey will be turbulent. There will be highs and lows, but if you believe in the destination, you learn to ride the waves. If along the way you can take profits to improve your life, do it. That's the point. I hope sharing this Nvidia versus XRP story gave you a fresh perspective. It reminded me why I got into XRP in the first place, not for overnight riches, but for the chance to be part of something groundbreaking. Timing matters far less than owning the right asset. If you found value here, hit that like button and consider subscribing. And if you want to continue down the rabbit hole right now, check out the next video on your screen.